What's going on, people? We're finally live. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Hope everyone's doing well. Today's going to be another episode of Vibes from the Six. Today, we got to talk about Chelsea. Chelsea's in a crisis, ladies and gentlemen. Their season is over. It's April 19th. They're out of all the cup competitions. Todd Boehly spent $600 million. They're on their third manager, and they're 11th in the Premier League. We got to talk about how Todd Boehly has single-handedly, in one season, ruined Chelsea Football Club. Also, Arsenal's title hopes could be on the brink of extinction if we drop points against Southampton at home. We have to beat Southampton at home. Today, we got a Newcastle fan and we got a Spurs fan coming through. We got to talk about the top four decider that's happening this weekend. Newcastle at home versus Tottenham Hotspur. If Newcastle win, could that mean they solidify top four? We're going to get into it. And also, the semi-final of the FA Cup, ladies and gentlemen. You know the FA Cup. The FA Cup semi-final is going down. This is a great stream. Make sure you hit that goddamn like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let me know what you guys think is going to happen this weekend in the comment section right now. I got a beautiful panel for you guys. I got Qasim in the house. I got Mustafa in the house representing Man United, Qasim representing Chelsea. You can see Steve right below me representing Newcastle, and a bunch of other shirts behind him because you know him. He watches every single league, every single team. He's watching leagues that I don't even know about. Then you got Rock in the house representing Liverpool. Rock, you're in a good mood, catching you after whooping somebody else's what is it, 6-1 against Leeds? Damn.
I mean,
there's no in between for Liverpool, by the way. Either they whoop your ass by a high score or they lose away from home. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But yeah, how's everyone doing today, man? How's everyone doing? And everyone in the chat, let me know how you guys are doing. I'm gonna get to you guys in a second.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. Thank you.
Doing well, bro.
I'm all right.
I think my energy is too high for somebody who's up at 10:30 in the night right now in the UK. Energy is high. Manchester City are through to the semifinals of the Champions League once again. These guys are gonna face Real Madrid, and then we got a AC Milan versus Inter Milan semifinal. I mean, that's crazy.
Derby della Madonnina. First time since 2003, I believe, the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
How often does something like that happen? You don't usually see stuff like that happen.
Yeah. I didn't even know they played in 2003. That's exciting. I'm actually very excited to watch that game.
Is it going to be a fierce one? Because I feel like it's kind of calmed down since they both.
It's the last one. It's the last one in their stadium.
At the San Siro.
The San Siro before they demolish it. So it's actually
one of the last ones. Yeah.
And the winner goes to the final. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Listen, I've never been to San Siro. It would have been a bucket list thing. But what are they going to do? Are they going to build two separate stadiums?
They're building a new one. A new San Siro where it is. So it's just like the idea of the old stadium not being there anymore, but they're gonna make a new one.
No, just like the problem is that Inter's owners, the Zangs, they're too broke to make a new one, so they're trying to find new owners. So Inter ain't going anywhere until they can find owners that can actually finance the stadium.
You know what? Inter and AC Milan were both like sleeping giants, but they recently woke up since Juventus like kind of went to shit. So it makes sense. It makes sense that they're both doing so well. And it's funny if they both if one of them go to the final and win it, Juventus have been able to win it in forever. So it will be like a slap in the face to Juventus also.
Yeah.
But it's always been like that for Juventus. I think they have the least between all three of them. Inter has 3.
Yeah,
they have 2. Milan has 7, and they have 2.
Juve has 2.
Finals. Yeah, and they've reached 9 finals. 2 and 9 is terrible. It's a terrible ratio.
But yeah, they've lost a shitload. I mean, they lost one to Liverpool. They also won
Barca.
That was a high school disaster. Yeah, I mean, it's actually quite embarrassing because if you look at them in terms of Serie A, Juve are way ahead of everybody else. But when it comes to international in Europe, AC Milan dominate.
Yeah,
there you go. Big up Terrence Tibbs in the comment section saying, how's everyone doing? We're doing good. Skills in the house saying, what a penalty for Haaland. I don't think we should be talking skills after Bukayo Saka's missed penalty. And I don't know if you should be laughing either, Rax, after Mo Salah's penalty.
He missed the target too.
We got Jack Napier in the house. Jack Napier shows up the same time as Jay. Come on, guys, be nice to him.
what you'll find is it's all a big ruse. I am Jack Napier.
He is Jack.
Yes, I have been commenting to myself for the past number of months. You got me, lads. You got me.
There you go. We got
Damn.
Steve in the house saying, I have watched the Football Terrace. Big up Steve coming from the Football Terrace. You big up to you, my guy. Big up Mix Mitchell saying City are gonna win the treble. Guys, we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's not get into City right now. They're a problem. Who's gonna stop them?
Brighton. You've been discussing Arsenal. Who's gonna stop it? Who's gonna stop City?
Brighton. Brighton will. I got Brighton winning the FA Cup. I said that about 4 months ago.
No. I don't think Brighton. I think the tricky game. I think the tricky game. Guys, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think the tricky game, believe it or not, is Everton away.
Everton away.
That will be a tricky game.
I do
mean,
not.
like, you've got to be a brave. You've got to be a
You said believe it or not.
Sean Dyche, bro. Sean Dyche.
Come on, Sean Dyche is tricky toughies. We need you to do your job.
Listen.
Listen.
City tonight.
If Everton, listen, I am an Arsenal fan, and I am a fan of every single club Manchester City play until the end of the season in the Premier League.
So Tottenham.
That means for one time this week. For this season, I will be a Chelsea fan. You'll see me as a Brighton fan. I was a Leicester fan a couple of weeks ago. You know how that worked out. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Igal, if you hadn't been so obnoxious for the majority of the season, then it might have been.
That's
more,
actually not true.
It's no. It's
We've gone into phases.
And I saw you tweet before, Igal, and it said if. You said if we win the league. The language is changing now, Igal.
Listen, first of all,
we win the league.
No. One second.
When?
Let's go through a full synopsis of what happened this season. To begin, it was Igal, you're top of the league. You should be yelling and screaming you're gonna win the league. Then it went to so Igal, now are you saying you're gonna win the league? And then it's like, okay, now that you're saying you're gonna win the league, are you gonna say your favorites to win the league? Okay, now that your favorites to win the league, is the league over? Okay, and now that the league's over, you don't see City winning? Because I still see City winning. And then now it's like, oh, Igal, you've been obnoxious. So you keep pushing me into a corner, and then when I finally start saying my team is good and I have confidence in my team, now I'm obnoxious.
But Igal, let me just say one thing to you before we kick off the show, because I don't want to take a. I know you got a manifesto. But Igal, let me tell you something, right? The other week, my friends, my brother in Christ, the other week we were doing team of the season, and when we were doing team of the season, you 7 Arsenal players in the season. That's what, And when we were talking about whether or not you're going to win the league and this and that and bottling. Your team, not my team. My team shit. Your team are the team that was in front 2 games in a row and conceded to draw those games. So let me get this right. If you have the team that is the most informed this season, based on your opinion, in terms of how many players you put in team of the year, and you had a lead and you threw that lead away, I'm not sure I should be praising you, Igal. I think I should be holding the same critical analysis that you've held against Spurs for the last few years. And what would the right terminology be? Would it be RC? Because I know Spurs is Spursy, but like if you guys bottle it, should it be RC? Like let's not be RC about this.
Now you're trying to make up words.
I'll work on it, bro. I'll work on it. RC.
Listen.
Whoever the hell created your club, bro, it gave them a name that you could use Y at the end. Spursy. That's terrible.
I prefer Chicken Ball.
It is what it is.
Igal, let me ask you a question.
Since we're here, let's get straight into the Arsenal segment. Anybody have anything to say?
Igal, 1 second, Igal. I want to ask you, Jay, one question, just a little question. Jay, I'm going to ask you a question because if you ask you the same question, you're going to hear my answer straight, bro.
Yeah.
But if you're in Igal's shoes, if Tottenham in Arsenal's shoes, and City right in the nickname, would you be proud of your team? Or
listen. This like it's you gotta be like, is it a bottling? Is it a Is it a?
How do you see it? Sincerity. How do you see it?
I think Arsenal have had a very good season.
Yeah.
But I will always maintain Arsenal have played this season without Champions League. Yeah. Other teams are at different stages of their rebuilds and evolutions. This is a one-shot deal with regards to this layout of the Premier League. That's not to say they can't come back next season and really compete. It's to say that to have a one-on-one run with City, with no Champions League,
I think it's impressive.
in 3 different competitions, I do think it's a one-off shot for them to have this opportunity.
But I've heard that before.
Shout out to my guy in the comment section. Before anybody else says anything, I'm just gonna say something. You can call me delusional. You can call me whatever you want. You don't call me for shit when it happens, though. I think this is just the beginning. I think we're just getting started. I think for you guys to be saying I think for you guys to say next season Newcastle's going to be better, Chelsea's going to be better, Liverpool's going to be better, everyone's going to be better, but somehow Arsenal's going to regress and we've hit our peak. Is ridiculous.
I didn't say you're going to regress.
No, not you, but a lot of people are saying that. I'm putting my neck on the line here.
Who's saying that? Who's saying that? I haven't seen that.
A lot of people are saying. I am not addressing anybody on the panel. I'm simply addressing the people who've been chatting shit to me all day on Twitter because I said something that people find delusional, but I actually have a point here. If Arsenal continue to improve at this pace, next season we could potentially do a Centurion season. At this point,
oh my God!
Why are you laughing?
Why? First of all, progression is not linear. There's always diminishing returns.
Yeah,
you're never going to go like that. Otherwise, you end up going to the moon and win the quadruple.
Potentially.
I had to go and switch the light because I wasn't sure whether or not it was interfering.
Hear my point again. If we go and continue to improve at the level that we're improving at, buy better players, which we're trying to do in the summer, and also fill out a little bit of the squad, next season we'll be better off. I think
that's not what you said.
I think
that's an acceptable statement.
One second. Yeah. I think this season we could end the season on 91 points, and I think that would be enough to win the league, right? But if we do finish the season with 91 points, who's to say we can't get 3 more wins next season and get it past 100?
If you get 91 points, how many wins is that? Does that mean you win every game left in the season? Because I don't know where you guys are right now. So 91, that's based on what?
We have 84 points right now, right?
84. Okay, so that's not.
Let me look it up.
Games. That's you predicting a few points dropped.
1 second. No, we have 74 points. My apologies. 74 points. My apologies. We have 74 points, right? We have a remaining 7 games, right? The remaining 7 games is 21 points.
Yeah, 74, 31.
So you're predicting 91 out of the 95.
We dropped 4 points. That's 1 draw, 1 defeat, 6 wins.
I'm saying there's potential. We could still drop 4 or 5 more. I think we could still drop points and we can still win.
It's doable. You're basically saying you don't lose to Newcastle.
91 is 91. 91.
They can't lose to Newcastle.
No, every game and draw 2.
Because if we're saying that City's the 1 defeat, that gives them 1 result to play with if they win the other 6.
I think going forward, if it with what is that 21 points, right? Remove 2 points with 2 draws.
95 maximum. That will mean you have to draw twice to get to 91.
Yeah.
You win the rest. You draw twice. You got 4 points.
I'm working. I don't know how I'm working out the math. I'm not doing good right now.
You're basically predicting 91.
5 wins, and 2 draws.
Yeah.
5 wins.
Or
5
wins.
wins.
Or 6 wins, 1 loss.
Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys the tweet that's pissing people off.
Math.
This tweet.
So we talk about bitches and.
This tweet is a tweet that really pissing people off. It's not pissing people off, it's making people laugh. So the choice of words is what's making people laugh. I said if Arsenal don't win the league. So the reason why I said if is because everyone's saying now Arsenal's not going to win the league, right? So I'm basing my point off what 90% of people are now saying. 90% of people are now saying Arsenal not going to win the league. Now, personally, I still believe we can do it. But hypothetically, even if we don't, Pep Guardiola predicted earlier this season Arsenal were going to reach 100 points. I think maybe not this season, but it's not ridiculous to say if we improve at the pace that we're at, next season it's not out of the realm of not a possibility.
And Igal, the season after that, if you can improve at the same pace, then what will happen then? You win the quadruple.
No. I
And then
think
the season after that, if you improve at the same place again, what
I
happens
think
that's not how it works.
Exactly. I think we're gonna be fighting on all fronts, and it might not be a situation where you see that level of gradual improvement year on year out. But I'm just basing it on the points total that we're finishing with this season potentially, and how much we can improve. Liverpool.
Are you looking at last season and the season?
I'm looking at the gradual improvement from every season.
Because
there has been a linear improvement.
You're gonna get either second or first this year.
And next year, I think we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna run all the way.
He almost said we're gonna run away with it.
I honestly said we're gonna run away with it. Feel like it.
Let me say something again. Let me say something. People who do projections, people who do these projections, when you look at a graph, it usually tells you you're projected from here to here. If you work with any numbers, you understand how a graph looks like. But that straight line, it's never actually a straight line. There's a few ups and downs until you reach that point. Okay, so for you to think that you're going from this year to next year to finish with 100 points, there's a lot that needs to happen for that to even be possible. Let's not forget that this year, I know that thing pissed you off, but when Ten Hag spoke about how your team was healthy for most of the year, that was facts. You only lost Gabriel Jesus, which you guys did well with that. I'm not bashing you guys at all. You did a very good job with that, Gabriel Jesus, when he was out.
Partey also got injured, no?
For what?
Zinchenko.
1-2 games this season.
It's a few games. I'm talking about long-term injuries. You've had only one long-term injury. I'm not counting Elneny and anyone else. I'm talking about your core players. You lost your striker. You did very well without him for about 3 months. I'll give you props for that. But then you look at your team right now. Last show we were complaining about Saliba being out for 2 games, and that's a big part of your spine because you lost one of your center backs. Who's to say that next year you guys are gonna not only sign better players that improve your team, also you're gonna stay very healthy along the year while competing. Mind you, you're gonna be in the Champions League, so Arteta's not gonna be putting out no B team like he was doing in the Europa League. He has to go on front end in the league and the Champions League midweek for about 3 months until the group stage is done. Also, granted, you guys should be good enough to make it through the group stage next year. So you're talking about 2.
The group.
But it depends. But I mean, if we can predict from now, we predict that Arsenal is good enough to next year make it outside the group stage. They have a better team than they usually do. So we're not going to sit here and predict that they're going to have oh my God, they're going to have Madrid and all these teams in their group stage and they're going to make it. Hindsight says maybe they'll most likely make it out. So you're talking about 2 tournaments that you're going to be competing on the front end. And you're still speculating who you're going to sign next year because you don't know who's going to be here. To say 100 points, which is something that was only done by Man City. Man City had arguably one of the best. Liverpool never did 100. They did 99.
98.
What did they get?
98 or
98.
98.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
They got 98.
99 and 97.
It's crazy that 99 or 98 they don't win the league. That's crazy.
And you don't win.
It shows you the level in it. Man City. It's just crazy.
Which is what I'm trying to say. Man City had a very deep squad, arguably one of the best teams in the Premier League history, if not the best. A lot of people have an argument that they are the best team in the Premier League history. They had people like Sterling. Who did they have at the time? Sterling, Leroy Sané. You had some of these names coming off the bench, by the way. I'm not talking about starters. I don't know who Arsenal's going to be on. Arsenal next year. Definitely, you're not going to have these quality names like I just said, Sterling and Sané coming off the bench for you, like Man City did. So saying 100 points, that's kind of a stretch. I appreciate your optimism. I appreciate your fandom. But it's a little bit too premature to be talking about. Let's say.
Hey,
and also, what does it matter? That would be my other question.
It doesn't matter as long as we win. I don't really care.
That's what I'm saying.
One thing to add on Staffy's point, I think that he makes a good point, and I do think Arsenal are on an upward trajectory.
Yeah.
But I do think the factors that Igal is discounting, for one, Champions League. Yeah, if you actually want to do Champions League properly, as a Spurs fan who saw it this season, like when you play Champions League and Premier League back to back and you're trying to pick your strongest team, it does affect you. Obviously, you went out of the Cups relatively early this season too. So again, a little bit more wiggle room. You're not going to want to do that next season. You're going to want to be competing for multiple Cups because that's what you want to do. You're giving it a pass to the team.
There's no throwing away tournaments next year, not like this year.
This season you get it. As a Spurs fan, I know what it's like to try and chase it down and do this league. And I think Arsenal are well positioned to be good next season. But I think the thing you got to understand, Igal, as well is that next season you're officially the hunted. This season you caught a lot of people on the hop.
Not until we win it.
No.
I agree with him.
Because this season, a lot of people didn't see you coming. And when you see Arsenal, it's like half and half. Should we fear them? Should we try and play them? I've seen Leeds like go toe to toe with you, and they should have beat you. I've seen Liverpool absolutely demolish you in a half. There's something to be said that maybe, pardon.
No, but that's normal within a regular campaign.
What I'm trying to say is that there's a difference between being treated as a top team and being treated as a upward trajectory team.
And that brings pressure next year.
Basically, you'll get every
reinforce. Arsenal will reinforce. Yeah. Arsenal will improve. Other people will also improve.
Exactly.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
It's all down to the owner, isn't it? I mean, if they choose first place or second place, how much should the owner be behind the manager 100%? And he will realize he's a real project there. These lads, you know what I mean? I think it's all down to the owner when it comes, because first and second winning the league is amazing. If they still finish second, I think the owner going to go out there, spend 200, 250 million. And
we're going to talk about
Arsenal
that.
Get stronger.
People
also,
in the comment section,
Edu plays a part in it as well.
100% Edu plays a part. People in the comment section are saying Arsenal will beat Southampton and get a draw against City, and you would say that that then we are winning the league. 100%. If we do that, if we go and get anything from City, but right now we're not focused on City. We have to beat Southampton first. We have another comment here saying, all jokes aside, honestly, they could fall off next season. No one expected Liverpool and Chelsea to fall off this season. I don't think we're built to fall off at this point. You could see the cracks with Chelsea. You could see Liverpool were a little bit aging, and in their transition period with a lot of new players coming in this season. It was always going to be a little bit different.
I think
that's like saying Arsenal or Man United dropping off next season. I think we're kind of building this stability for the next couple of years, both of our clubs. And even Newcastle, they're building stability where Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, there seems to be a little bit more uncertainty with those three clubs.
You have already improved these past 3-4 years. You went from 2 years of 8th to 5th. Now you're competing. You can see the consistent improvement in the squad, the consistent improvement in the style of play, the consistent improvement in the signings that are going to happen again next year. It's very hard to predict Arsenal to be worse next year. You can predict them to be the same at least, maybe give them another year where they're still up there, thereabout, not necessarily going to win. But it's very hard to predict that they're going to go down because, as Miguel said, the way they've been built and the way they went upon their project, it's just like an upward trajectory that could slow down, but definitely there's no signs of going down anytime soon.
The only thing I'd say is, and look, I still think Arsenal will win the league, but
yeah, I did too.
The strains of playing Champions League and Premier League. It's not that the difficulty. It's not that they will drop down, but the difficulty will increase when you're playing in those two competitions.
No, 100%. But I think
if Arteta takes it seriously,
I think there's some heavy questions. I think there's some serious questions that need to be asked about Mikel Arteta's ability in European competitions, because similar to Pep Guardiola, he still hasn't answered those questions. So I
beg your pardon. Like,
similar to Pep Guardiola with Manchester City.
I mean, Pep has a last-minute loss to Real Madrid, a penalty, a final loss to Chelsea. It's a little different to losing in the last 16 to Sporting Lisbon, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Pep has different question marks than Arteta. Yeah. He has question marks away from Messi, not question marks in general.
I kind of have an idea for a long show today, but I need to just get to this portion of the show right now quickly. This right here. And if you guys haven't heard the actual point that Rio was making, because this was trending everywhere, right? Manchester United season against Arsenal season, hypothetically speaking, of course, if we were to lose the league, right? So what Rio Ferdinand specifically said is right there. You can see it on the screen, and I can actually play the audio for you if I can find it. I can't find the audio, can I?
Can I have the first comment after you play this audio, please?
1 second. Here we go.
Fire the sound guy.
Can you hear it?
I
Absolutely
can't.
not.
I cannot hear anything.
Oh my God! Why can't you hear it? God, I'm sorry. Let me play the actual video.
Don't win the league. Man United finished third and just have the one trophy. They've had a better season.
That's
than you.
rubbish.
If you're a player and you finish third and you win a trophy, right, Carabao Cup, whatever it is, right, and a team above you finish second and win no trophies, who's the happier player? Where you've been top for so long, if you finish second now, you cannot tell me that your whole fan base and all your players and staff will not be devastated. Take away a treble.
You know?
We don't want that.
Okay.
Okay.
It's true.
So, but the thing is, football, people can try and compartmentalize it into this season, next season, whatever. But Arsenal have come from pretty much nowhere. No one expected Arsenal to be challenging for a league. They may just miss out. They may win the league. If they just miss out, look at where Arsenal's trajectory is. Look at where they've come from. You can talk about, okay, we have a better league. Who is in the better position? Who is in the better position moving forward? You can't say Man United are in a better position moving forward right now.
I want to have the final word on
Yeah, I wanted to have a saying with somebody. God, 1 second.
Go ahead.
I want the last word.
I want to speak about 1 second. I speak about Rio Ferdinand, bro. It's coming, right? That's why I don't take some people seriously, mate. I don't because I heard it when Lukaku transferred for Chelsea. They came out and they said he's a different player. Sign him, blah blah blah. He's not. It's still crap. We saw that in the Premier League, right? Listen. If the season, because to be fair, United is still in European League and they're still in the FA Cup, okay? If they're out of European League and the FA Cup and they just finish third and they win the trophy and Arsenal finish second, in my opinion, which is a good one, you know, guys, I'm the real goal, right?
Go ahead.
Arsenal had a better season because how I look at it is you need to know United finished maybe third, but how many points be behind Arsenal, Man City? It could be 20 points. So that's pointless, right? Chelsea won the Champions League, right? And they were about 24 points behind City. So we're probably good in the cup competition, but we're not great in the league. League, the most hard competition. So winning Mickey Mouse League, I won't say that because I don't want to offend anyone. If you win a normal, an average cup and finishing third, and I'm not saying second better than third. What I'm saying is the way Arsenal done it, just go all the way, head to head the City. That's what my point I'm trying to make. It's not about second and third here. It's about Arsenal challenging all the way with City. And guess what, guys? It's not too many teams can challenge City. It's only Liverpool doing it for the last 5 years. Including my team, they always finish in 15, 17, 20 points behind City. That show you the gap, right? So if hypothetically Arsenal finish say 5 points behind City or 3, if they win the league, the best team. If they finish 3 or 5 points behind City, I think definitely without shadow of a doubt, Arsenal had a better season, 100%. It's talking nonsense.
Steve,
just to save us time, Jay and Steve, what you guys say?
Right. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna go really, really quickly on this. It depends. Now, as a Spurs fan, I think I understand this acutely, but as an Arsenal fan, you almost have to not care about what other fans think because, like, as a Spurs fan, I know when I watched Spurs' Champions League run and Lucas Moura versus Ajax, how that felt to me was far greater than when we beat Chelsea for a League Cup. It was far greater than when we beat for a League Cup. Of course.
Really?
Yeah,
the thing is because trophies are for statistics and to note it down in the record books. That doesn't affect how you feel as a fan. So if somebody's going to say to you, like, oh, United have had a better season, well, technically, they have. Because you basically said, on paper, second and third, you've achieved the same thing with regards to Champions League, and they have a cup and you don't. But the big difference is emotionally and emotively how you felt through the season. I believe is much greater than what a United fan has felt, and you've enjoyed the season more. At the end of it, like in terms of when you're tallying up, I would probably lean as a neutral. I would say that United would have had the better season, but that is a shade of like black and white, and that takes all nuance and context out of it. But if you want to be blunt about it, that's how I'd lead. But as an Arsenal fan, I'd obviously take the Arsenal season.
No. Can I say something about it? I just wanted the last say on it, since I'm the United fan over here. I have 2 points. Number one, I think Arsenal fans are hypocrites. And secondly, that point that you just made, Jay, it is a little bit black and white when you're talking about who had a better season. We're not talking about projections for next year. Projections for next year, us and Arsenal are going up anyways. So we're two exciting teams that we're looking next season to a better future. We're both very aware that we next season can both compete. Now, when you talk about in this season, just in isolation, if you finish second, we finished third, we still both lost the league. Now, if we finish by 20 points or whatever, like Kasim said, that's a different conversation, but we're not in that stage right now. Yeah. We have already won a cup. Our projection is upwards in the league. So next year, as I said, we're going up. We're in a European Cups quarterfinal.
But you're third. So are you saying you're going to overtake Arsenal and
also
not necessarily take
over to Liverpool?
Then you're not going up.
To City, like when
you add
to go
up, you need to project.
Let him land. Let me
finish first, then I'll come back to that. We're in the quarterfinal of a European Cup that Arsenal got bounced from earlier than us. As I said, we already won one cup, and we're in the semifinal of the FA Cup, which Arsenal also got bounced early from. Now, if I remember, in the 2020-2021 season, as a lot of people don't remember, Man United finished second in the league. I know a lot of people are used to Liverpool and City finishing first and second in last 5
When
years.
is that? When is that, sorry?
The 2020-2021, the lockdown season.
Under Oli, isn't it? Under Oli.
Yes. So
United was in the fourth position. Yeah.
I'll explain why.
Argument,
They won the FA Cup and finished outside the top 4. We finished second, but we knew it was kind of a fake season where we finished 12 points behind City at the time. It was Liverpool. We kind of felt like it was just due to like lockdown. Was it City or was it Liverpool? Yeah, it was City.
It was City.
You guys City.
Yeah, my bad. Arsenal won the FA Cup, and all I remember at that time was Arsenal fans saying, well, we won a trophy, everyone else didn't win a trophy. So if I won a trophy and you finish top 4, I'd rather win a trophy than finish top 4. And that was being said by the biggest Arsenal fans, Robbie, Troops, DT, everyone on Arsenal fan TV at the time said that.
Both ways. You're right.
So you can't say winning the FA Cup is better than finishing top 4. And when we're comfortably, we're not even talking about Man United finishing top 4. We're easily in top 4. We're talking about Man United top 4 with a cup, with potentially 2 more cups, and we're saying they had a better season than us. I think that's completely.
Let me go.
Outside of the point,
let Steve go, and then everyone else can go.
Was it
Let's
just the
go first?
The point you made about the other competitions is a really good point that gets overlooked in terms of United getting to the semis, being in the quarterfinals, with as in not just
in every tournament we started.
Well, United have done better in the other tournaments than Arsenal, and we need to factor that in.
Fair enough. Steve, what are you saying?
Well, what I would say is that for me as a Newcastle fan, I've never seen any trophies or anything. 1969-70, we won the UEFA Intercities Fair Cup, which is precursor to the UEFA Cup. So for me, I need to get that trophy over the goddamn line. If we did beat Manchester United, and Man United didn't get any trophies, regardless of where I finish in the league and where he finishes in the league, I've had the better year unless he's got a trophy as well. If I have more trophies than someone else, I've had the better season, because for me, I'm looking for trophies because as Newcastle, I got to get it over the line, because I don't want the Spurs thing or whatever to go on where you're known for bottling or whatever. Or Arsenal have bottled stuff too. So
let me just
if Brighton won the FA Cup, they would have had a more successful year than any other English club, regardless of where they finish, if they don't have a trophy as well. Same goes for Sheffield United as well, even though that's very, very unlikely. because you've got two heavyweights in there, obviously.
Let me just say this. I'm gonna surprise you guys. I personally think that progression-wise, we shouldn't be really worrying about that because I still believe Arsenal have a better future in the long run based off what we did this season, based off where we are this season. So that's not the question. The question is, who's going to be happier at the end of the season? If we don't win the league, we're not going to be happier than them because based on expectations, we're going to be happy where we got to. We're going to celebrate the progression, but we're not going to celebrate finishing second with no trophies. Manchester United, at the end of the day, they can sit back and they can celebrate the fact that they won a trophy and they can be happy about that. So in the sense of what Rio was saying, Manchester United are going to be happier for finishing where they are and winning a trophy than Arsenal. But going forward, I believe that no one would change positions with us. I don't think anyone would say you wouldn't want to be in Arsenal's position where you are second in the league, next season improving and potentially can go on with the team and the squad that we have. So circumstance-wise, I wouldn't change places with Man United. I do believe they would be happier with the fact that they've won the trophy. And also, you have to factor in, they haven't won a trophy in 5 years. So that's also another thing they got off the bat.
And the fact that Ten Hag was not backed properly in January, clear as day.
We got that for 4 million.
That's not being backed.
Let me say something, Egal. Let me say something, bro.
We gotta move on, Qasim, to Southampton game.
Okay.
The Southampton game, what are you saying?
Oh, easy Arsenal win. Arsenal going to bounce back. They're due a bounce back.
Awesome.
They should have bounced back. Did it?
Sorry, you're talking to me. I thought you.
Yeah. Southampton win. What are you saying?
Home, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Emirates.
No, I can see Arsenal 4-5. I think 4-5.
We need that.
Yeah, you need that for.
You know Pep Guardiola?
Southampton is terrible.
I need this. I think
the issue is Egal as well. No issues. Arsenal look like first 20-25. Scoring 2-3 up, bro. It's just seeing the game out. I mean, I know I can see Arsenal 2-3.
Well, we bottled it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I agree.
We can comfortably sit here and say against Liverpool, I didn't think we bottled it. I thought Liverpool would just turn down the gear and they have the quality to do that. But against West Ham, at that point, it became unacceptable. And I criticized the team heavily. So Jay, if you haven't seen any of my other content or you haven't seen me in spaces,
I've seen small, but the thing is, it's better to ask.
I've been drilling these guys.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And you guys were very confident that you weren't going to bottle it. So, after the fact, listen, I do retrospective apologies. I'm world class at retrospective apologies. At the end of the day, I thought Spurs were finishing above you. I thought we were going to have a great season. I know a waffler when I see a waffler. And my brother, you cannot fool me. No.
Brother.
No, listen. At the end of the day, whatever Arsenal do at this point, it's been a great season. However, all season you've been acting like Roman Reigns, asking me to acknowledge you. And I'm telling you now, you need to bring it home. Because at this point in time, it's going to be a long summer if you don't. Because
are we underdogs again?
I wouldn't go as far as to say you're underdogs, but I'd go as far as to say I don't think the neutral, because of how Arsenal fans have behaved, I don't think the neutrals want you to win. That's what I'm going to say. I'm saying could have had more support, but the Arsenal fans' behavior has led to most neutrals.
That's every fan base.
One second. Jay, cut the chit chat. Southampton, Arsenal. What are you saying? Arsenal, Southampton.
You know what? I'd love South. You know what? Let's go with Sellers. Monica Sellers over there. Yeah, let's hope he hits.
Come on, bro. The integrity of the show is on the line. Are you saying Arsenal's gonna lose?
Come on, the lads.
He said he knows a lot when he sees one.
Listen.
Come on, the lads.
Listen, Jay. I don't gamble. I don't bet. But if we lose to Southampton, I'll be massively shocked. To the level where the next game that you want to go to for Spurs, I'll buy you a ticket.
Okay, that's nice. I don't think you'll lose, but maybe 2-1 Southampton. Love your 90th minute screamer. I'm joking. Arsenal, you probably put 1-0. Let me have
about 4-0, man. About 4-5.
Okay. marking on the record, I'm taking that back. Anyways, we're not losing. Listen. Anybody here actually thinks
what's your top scorer, Gal?
Martinelli, 14 goals.
Sorry, I don't know how many goals did he score.
14 goals in the league. No penalties. Non-penalties. 14 non-penalty
Yeah,
goals.
that's what you need from your winger. That's impressive. That's good.
Listen, guys, let me know your score predictions, guys. Because Southampton's a must-win. There's no more. You know how people keep saying bigger fish to fry, this, that. I keep seeing people making jokes about it.
No more fish left, Egal. No
fish. Last one.
Listen, I never subscribed to that. You guys know. I went to the Europa League game, the final game when we got knocked out. I was there. You know that I wanted to win. I wanted to win these trophies. The only time that I sat there and said, you know what, it's okay to get out of the cup was the League Cup. The FA Cup, I was upset. The Europa League, I was upset. If we don't win the league, it will be annoying because everyone's going to try to say, oh, you went out all the cups to try to win the thing. There's no shame in trying to going for the league. But if you go for something, you gotta go for it and not miss. And we cannot miss this opportunity. Yeah. I am not one of these people subscribing to the thing that at the end of the season, if we don't win the league, it will be a massive disappointment. And I'm not going to paint it as a in this beautiful light. But at the same point, people calling it a failure, you can't call it a failure in the same breath. Since are you going to call Liverpool's teams that finish with 97 points a failure? Are you going to call all these teams competing with City a failure? City just raised the bar to a new level where the two teams that are competing for the league have to reach astronomical levels. And you cannot say a team that gets 95 points, 99 points, 92 points, however many points we get at the end of the season is a failure. This team any other year would have probably won the league. We're just very, very.
Can I make a point, bros? I heard some people say Man United will go next year challenging. I am not sure. Listen, bro, I am not sure about Man United. Yeah, okay.
I know Chelsea.
Anyone predicting Arsenal lose besides Jim? Anyone
I'm saying 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0. It's going to be very.
I am going. We need to whoop their ass. 15-0. I'm joking. And 5-0. 5-0.
I predict 4. I think 4-0. Saka man of the match performance.
Yeah, 4.
I watched Southampton play Palace.
Bro, Saka has to sit on the bench.
Yes, he does.
He needs some fire under his ass.
If Southampton can make it to 25-30 minutes, I can see the Emirates getting a bit nervy.
Yeah,
I can see them getting a bit tetchy.
Also, you know anyone who doesn't know, William Saliba is going to be back, guys. I'm sorry for cutting everybody off today.
That's so good. Now you're excited. You know, Big Willie's back. He's to save the day.
Big Willie.
Calls him that.
You don't call him that. I know you have
Big Willie.
Big William. I'm sorry, Gal. I didn't mean to abbreviate it. Let's move on.
Okay. We're gonna now move on to something interesting. Todd Boehly ruining Chelsea. They don't play.
Oh my God! This is like Master Word or Mastercard or what's that show? Master something.
Mastermind.
Master Chef.
That's the one.
Wow.
Master Chef.
The way.
I don't know. Mr. Master.
1 second. Everybody here wants to grill Chelsea. So the way we're gonna do this is you have a minute for every person to get their monologue about Chelsea, and then we let Qasim go for.
I go last, bro. But just take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
Now, my question to everyone in the comment section is: Todd Boehly ruining Chelsea? That's the question. So answer that question.
Let me spring everybody off. So, Boehly and Chelsea, right? So I saw Chelsea come in, and they were all really excited about this guy coming in, and he knows nothing about football, but he took it upon himself to demolish the structure that Chelsea had. Newcastle's owners came in and they built on the structure that Newcastle already had, and they improved the team because they didn't throw everything out and think they knew better. He threw out Marina, he threw out Czech. He didn't give a shit. Yeah. He bought £600 million worth of players. He brought in a project manager and then gave up on his own project, and he wants people to listen to him. From my mind, I don't understand how he's going to be buying players for this squad, thinking he knows better, going into the changing room saying, hey, why aren't you guys performing better? Maybe because we've got 35 players in the squad, sir, and not everybody's able to get changed in the changing rooms. Moving forward, what is going to improve from Chelsea? Because they're now going to hire Nagelsmann, who is just a Potter with steroids and a Lederhausen, and he's going to have exactly the same issues. I don't think I have much time
And a
left.
skateboard.
As I say, how do young dudes finish?
Okay. With time to spare, Rock, what are you saying? Steve, get the clock ready. Rock, go ahead.
Todd Boehly has the right intentions. Unfortunately. No, he has the right intentions. The way that he's looking to structure Chelsea, the ideas behind it are correct. The problem is right now the execution looks terrible. The idea of using a similar kind of Moneyball approach, the idea of bringing in Brighton's recruitment team. Brighton's recruitment team are well renowned. We've seen that. The idea behind it and the theory behind it is great. So far, the execution is terrible, but I'm not going to jump the gun just yet. Let's see what they do. Because, look, ultimately, they haven't got Abramovich anymore. So the Abramovich model is not sustainable for Chelsea. So they had to change it. Let's see what happens. You can't judge this on 6 months or a year. It's going to take longer.
Okay, fair enough. Steve, you want to go?
Yeah, I was just going to say...
With 20 seconds to spare, Rock.
20, yeah. All I have to say is thanks to
back.
All I have to say is, Kasam, thank you for the spot in European football. I appreciate it. Keep that shit up. That's all I have to say about Boehly. No, but real talk, I do think, he's made a hell of a lot of mistakes, but maybe it's just too early to judge. I don't know. Like Rakesh said, I think the intentions are right, but good intentions, what's the settings?
Mashiri had good intentions at Everton, and then they're getting relegated. Like, there's been so many teams in the Premier League that have had good intentions. Do you remember Leeds United nearly going bankrupt because of
2000s early? Yeah.
Good intentions without the infrastructure. He just thought, hey, listen, I can take Brighton's people, and that's going to work. I can buy these footballers, and that's going to work. I'm so smart. I'm so clever. I know better than Tuchel. I don't think he does.
I think also there's an American persona to our billionaires, it seems like. Just like they're in Saudi Arabia, they have a certain persona, or a European or whatever. And I think, it is a bit abrasive how Boehly goes about things, but it might be too early to judge. But he's ultimately fucked up this whole year for Chelsea, categorically. And if it continues, and next year is going to really, really probably say where it actually goes with Boehly.
Let me say
Steve,
something.
a quick question. Just a quick question. Is Boehly like this in American sports as well? Like with is it Rams or whoever he may?
LA Dodgers baseball.
Is he the same kind of character in American sports?
I haven't heard nothing from him, and I follow baseball pretty extensively. I don't hear the same rumblings out of him. So I think, but what I do know is that Chelsea have to sell players by June 30th. And what he does with I've seen a bunch of times with the Dodgers, he'll let go of players for cheap just to move on and balance those kind of books, because there is no financial fair play in Major League Baseball, or what's it called, salary cap or anything, but there is a luxury tax. So if you're over a certain amount, there is a luxury tax, and also depends on the market you're in, and yada yada yada. So for me,
actually got injured.
Yes, Ake got injured. Yeah. Laporte went on for him.
He hurt his hamstring. He looks like he's out for a while.
Because I'm seeing someone tweet out, people are celebrating Nathan Ake's injury. You guys are. I just want to say, people, we have to be better than this. We can't be out here celebrating.
Yeah, I can see your stomach's doing the Macarena inside. You don't need to like,
bro. That's
I know
right.
how you're feeling right now.
I don't care what anybody says.
The same way I felt last season when I saw that Partey was injured.
No,
I love it.
I don't care what anybody says. The man's injured or not injured or fully fit, I don't really care. When you hear something like that happen as a human, somebody gets injured or something happens to them, you don't want to.
No, Jay, he has a point.
I'm not going to sit here. Wallahi, I'm dead serious. I'm not going to sit here and now say,
bro.
No,
I saw City fans doing the conga on Sunday when they saw
but that's not right. That doesn't make it right.
I don't want to see people here celebrating people's injuries. And that's something that people have tried to accuse me of.
Small out for 10 days, 3 weeks. Don't worry about
2
it.
weeks.
You can
It's
be
not
happy.
fucking ACL, gal. Relax,
You
man.
can be happy that your opponent is a little bit weaker, like in terms of like winning the game, or like they might drop some points. But he's talking about more of celebrating a certain individual getting injured.
Man.
Like,
we're
hey,
not celebrating he's got a shitty hamstring. We're celebrating he's got a hamstring.
Listen, that's
You know,
the same that happened with our injuries when we had Lisandro Martinez out for the season. I saw a lot of dickheads out there.
Bro, I was celebrating, bro.
There you
I
go,
was
you're
like,
one of the
get some
dickheads.
rest. El Padre, get some rest. You've been good this season.
No.
Relax,
They
man.
thought it was Achilles and they were dancing on his grave. I didn't like that.
Oh yeah.
They were dancing on his grave. Nah, I didn't like that. My boy
Listen,
Lucho
I'm not gonna
was like-
sit here and say get well soon and everything and make sure.
Oh, so now you got
do all of
some
that
face
as
in
soon
your
as
voice,
possible.
yeah?
I'm not gonna treat myself like I'm a Nathan Ake fan, but I'm just gonna say yo. Well,
Look at this heel turn.
One second. But I'm just saying to be out here putting laughing emojis and laughing at someone's injury is not right. That's my point.
it is shitty. Yeah. Having said that, when are we all going on the pilgrim to the hospital to give him some flowers and
Exactly.
You know what? Bringing it back to Todd Boehly quickly. I'm just gonna. You can make my time 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna make my time quick. They're out of all the cup competitions. They spent 600 million. They sacked 2 managers. They sacked all the backroom staff. They brought in all these players, and still to this day don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the direct plan is. They have spent over £1 billion in debt in one season, and since Boehly has come in, the direction of the club has only been one way, and it's been down. And they currently have 12 losses, sitting 11th in the league. By the end of the season, if you see their fixtures, oh my God, they are not going to win more than 2 games for the remaining games this season. I've looked at their fixtures. Their fixtures are horrendous. And I'm telling you guys,
that'll be enough to stay up in it.
Bro, you're going to stay up. You're going to stay up. But let me just show you something.
You're going to stay up.
You're going to stay up. But let me show you something. Man United. Let me look at this. Man United away, lost. Okay. Brentford at home, lost. Arsenal away, lost. Bournemouth at home, draw. Nottingham Forest.
Bournemouth away.
Bournemouth away is a loss.
Away, draw.
That's a loss.
He said draw.
Okay, Forest.
Lost.
Now they'll be Forest.
Man City are away. Lost. Newcastle away.
Probably a loss.
Where do you see 2 victories from the remaining?
I see Forest and maybe a draw at bottom. Maybe a draw against
I see 4-6 points.
I see 4 to 6 points. Yeah.
Listen, Todd Boehly, you are the best owner of Chelsea Football Club. Continue to do what you're doing.
Let me have my take on it. Go
ahead.
Let Carson go. Oh yeah.
Sorry. I just want to say this one little bit is that if there's no Boehly is lucky that he took over Chelsea for once. What's going on, Patrick? He took over Chelsea now, because I promise you, I don't think there's a top 6 club where he could have done what he's done this season had he been in control of that club for any longer than 1 year or 2 years, and that fan base wouldn't have forced him out. Because what he's done is mate. If you think Daniel Levy could spend 600 million and go from 3rd to 11th, and
he spent 20 years and you've won 1 League Cup. I think your fans are pretty.
But let's not get spicy. I saw you in 95, 96 throwing away fucking Premier League titles. Where have you boys been since then? What happened to you boys?
Nah, they've had shitty
owners. I would love it, Steve, if you explained to me when Newcastle.
We protested against our owners.
Listen, let's not deflect. I want to get my say on this, and then we'll let Kasim go. I think Todd Boehly set this club back a few years. You guys are looking at it in terms of just like spending money and stuff. In the grand scheme of things, you got to look at it as a structural thing. He set this whole club back a few years. He's going to need at least 2 or 3 years to just bring him back to where they used to be, because Chelsea hasn't been competing for the league for about 5-6 years now. They've been on a downward trajectory. They lost their most successful owner in their history. They ripped off the whole system. It's like buying a restaurant and just changing everything about it but the name. You fired the staff. You took away all the furniture. There's nothing that you recognize about that restaurant anymore other than the name. The name is just up there. You remember the name, but everything inside is different. Chelsea is that right now. The way they are set up right now, they're going to need a couple years just to recover, let alone be like on an upward trajectory. because the way that the American approach that Todd Boehly did with this team, where he just threw money at it, because that's how American sports are. They just put players on big contracts for like 8 years. These are like baseball contracts that he just did with Enzo and the likes of them. This all is not going to do anything for next year or maybe the year after, because there's still a lot of players that need to go, a lot of players that need to come in. But before any of that happens, you need to lay down a new structure, which he kind of thought that he did with what's his name, Graham Potter or whatever. He's going to have to lay down a new foundation, a new system, a new recruiting system, a new footballing organization in the whole club before they even do anything on the pitch. And that's
like Jamie Carragher said, it's all about the structure.
No,
it's all about the structure.
And there is no.
And Thiago Silva just called out the structure
Oh,
today.
that was amazing what
Yeah,
he said.
he did. But also, you have to bear in mind that a structure doesn't just reveal all its outcomes and its achievements in a season or half a season.
That's why I said you need at least 2-3 years to come back.
And this Winstanley guy that they brought in from Brighton is highly regarded. The other guys they brought in, they have got, they have the basis of someone who's previously been part of a successful recruitment team. Whether they can recapture that is the question, and it's a significant question because Chelsea are operating on a different level. But we'll see. Okay. It's too early.
At the same time, about bringing these guys from Brighton also, I think what other people need to consider too is that Tony Bloom has this crazy, like next level data analytics thing that's like literally top secret. Like he has employees working for this company and it's like literally top secret. I think it's satanic personally because it's so fucking deep. No, seriously, like it's crazy because they've gotten so many hits. And it's like, bro, did you sell your soul to the devil or something? It's madness. I saw a video about it.
Saying we need Mourinho back. Can I just mention something? Welcome, Patrick, to the show, bro. You got under a minute to talk about Chelsea, and I just want to say you're on a madness today. I see I'm looking at your face. You don't look like someone who just went to the semifinal of the Champions League. You seem like you're out for blood. What's going on?
Oh. No. It was nothing. That game was nothing. What should I do? I knew. Look. If you look at my Twitter, I've been cocky all week, and ever since even before we played Bayern, I knew we were gonna go through. I looked at Bayern, things are not going well. I knew we have Tuchel's number. People are saying, "Oh, Tuchel got you 3 times," but they forgot that we outplayed them twice with Chelsea. The only issue why City did not win with more than 1 goal is we kept on missing in those games, but we outclassed them against Tuchel. So look, at the end of the day, let me just speak on Chelsea. There was something in my heart, not for the hate of Madrid. I just felt that because the Chelsea players, there's like Enzo Fernandez, Kante is back, Zakaria is back, there's Mudryk, there's Raheem. I thought they'll find something in them because they have failed in all the cups to do something. My God, the team has no structure, no direction. And the owner of the team is a clown. Because you saw his interview when he was going for lunch. Oh, we're going to beat Madrid 3-0. Where did they find this clown? Guys, I don't know about Todd. Where did they find Todd? Where did they go and fish him from? Because
but the thing is that it is ill-advised. That's an ill-advised comment, but it was a flippant comment. Like, let's not take it too.
Bro, listen,
it was stupid. It was stupid, but it's not.
You've won 4 games.
It's what Americans do, though. Americans are the optimists.
You've won 4 games in 19 games. Yeah. Now it's not the time to be cracking jokes. Yeah. Who said it was open mic night, Todd? What's going on
here? Those are the things he does. Like he says this. Do you remember that time when he went to Barcelona? What are you here? We're having dinner. Ha ha ha. Like he's this guy for real.
Listen,
we're here to have a meal.
He's playing Football Manager in real life, but he doesn't know what he's doing. It's funny. Listen, guys, get the clock ready, Steve, because Qassem's gonna go in for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I feel bad for Qassem. Give Qassem a few minutes.
Listen, the problem is his fan base fought him when he said Todd Boehly doesn't know what he's doing 2 months.
Do you notice his energy when he's random, like when he's usually talking, but then when we switch to Chelsea, he's just like sitting like this, not saying anything, not interrupting. The guy's depressed because of his club.
Do you know why I knew he was not a serious guy? Because I saw him in a Chelsea space. Do you know that, right? He was in a Chelsea space. I don't know if you've seen this before. And somebody said it, and they tweeted it. I was like, no way. It was actually told his account. He was in the Chelsea space on Twitter, listening to his fans.
I saw it. I didn't know if it was real or not. To
It
be an
was real.
owner and you're in a Twitter space.
It was real. It doesn't fake. The fake
Listen,
tone was up,
apparently-
but the original's down there.
Apparently, he was signing a player in January every time they lost.
No way.
To make up for the loss. He's like, we lost the game. We need to make the fans happy. Get a signing. Done.
Get Malo
Yo,
Gusto from Olympique
Listen,
Lyonnais.
Malcolm, take it away, bro.
Chelsea have more signings than wins.
What are you
this
showing us,
season,
Rack?
which is ridiculous.
This is Frank Lampard's last 17 games.
Oh,
One win.
No way.
I'll
One
never
win.
spend more time talking
One
about this
win,
guy. This
two
guy's the
draws,
worst
two
manager
draws.
I've ever seen in my life.
Listen, it's not Frank Lampard's fault. But Qasim, take it away.
Yeah, listen, before I take it away, let me address a few points quickly. First, some Chelsea fan think it's never Todd Boehly's fault, which I found that often. And some Chelsea fan wanted Liverpool back. What is his name? Frank Lampard back, which I find weird and strange. Apparently, I am the strange guy, but it is what it is. Listen, bro. Apparently, doing things for clicks. I agree with everything Mustafa said. I'm not going to lie to you. I think we're not going to challenge even for top 4 next year. The issue is, I don't think the people realize the issue is huge, absolutely huge. I mean, did you watch the game last night, guys?
I did.
Unfortunately, I did.
You guys weren't that bad last night.
No, wait, Igal, wait, Igal. But Thiago Silva coming out, talking about structure, and he was the worst player in the football pitch, bro. Silva, bro. He was literally joking. He was joking. For his goal against Madrid in Santiago Bernabeu, it was his fault. Junior gonna cross him, bro. Bro, this team is a lot of players that are not good enough. So I agree with Mustafi there about it's going to take 2 to 3 years. And sometimes it's not about the money. It's about signing the right profiles.
Yeah.
So coming in, spending 600. No, it's not about that. You need to get the right leader, the manager, stop interfering. Before that, he should have got the sporting director. If he decided to get second Marina and Czech, he should have lined up someone in place to do the business. He decided to take matter to his own hand and be a sporting director. That's why it's all gone wrong, bro. And after that, he thought money will solve it. It's not the money. It is the money is important. But you need to get the right profiles. And that's why it's all, listen, it's issue. Chelsea, huge issue. Goalkeeper not good enough. We need a centre back, I believe. We need a DM. We need a striker because we do score goals. And we need to check if we're going to go challenge. Is Reece James, can he go all season not injured because he's injury prone, like it or not, Chelsea fan? Chilwell, can he go all season? Is he injury prone? Yeah. So we've got a huge issue, bro. And when you look at it, right, you got to look at the big picture always. Liverpool will come back. Newcastle come in and it's going to spend a lot of money, right? Arsenal is going to be there and thereabout. United's going to have money. And City's always there. So it's only 4 places for Champions League. And I hate to use that term, Miguel, because I like to compete. But yeah, we're in trouble, bro. And it's going to be a long process. What's happening? We wanted Graham Potter out. Why did you go get Frank Lampard?
PR stunt. It's a PR thing. They wanted to shut up the true blues. That's
and you know what? Some Chelsea fans saying it doesn't make sense. And I'm like, what sense does it? What?
You guys tried to do.
Come on, bro.
Listen, you tried to do a Roy Hutchinson what he just did with Crystal Palace. Yeah. 3 games where he just got like a manager's bounce. The only difference is between Lampard and Roy Hutchinson, he's actually a real manager. Lampard should be nowhere near any team.
Agree, bro. I agree.
This guy should be on Sky Sports. He should be on BT Sports. He should be on whatever. What's the Champions League one?
Yeah, but Mustafi, if I said that, Mustafi, when I say that, bro,
CBS, yeah.
When I say that, majority of Chelsea fans said it's not proper Chelsea.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you why, bro. I'll tell you why. When you have someone as big as Carefree Lewis going on the terrace and saying, and going on Twitter and saying,
I'm not going to mention his name.
He said,
Yeah.
You don't need to mention. I'll mention. He doesn't know me, so I'll just say his name. When he says, we're going to lose for the rest of the season anyways, I'd rather lose with vibes with Lampard. That's how I knew, because I grew up in the 2008, around 2008, 2009 time. Chelsea was there neck and neck with us. That's the Chelsea that I grew up on. I used to hate Chelsea more than anyone else because they usually competed with us when I was younger. Now I don't care for Chelsea because they haven't competed for a while. And when you see him saying that, you just see the lower, how the standards have lowered for Chelsea fans.
No, just the standards. No, stop it. Stop it. Let me stop you, sir. Let me stop you a second there. Let me stop you, bro.
I'm not including you before you say anything.
No. Stop it. Let me just say something about me because I said I'm going to have to clarify that, bro. Here and now. I see a lot of people talking stuff, right? I see when people waffling and when people cruel us, bro. So I'm gonna leave it there, right? So when someone talking, if he knows football or not, for anyone, I'm not gonna mention name, say our season done. Go get Frank Lampard because it makes sense. They just, I'm no comment, bro. Just leave it there.
I don't know why.
Yo, guys, we've spent a lot of time on Chelsea. And other stuff.
That's my take about Chelsea. It's gonna be long.
Let's give City a little bit of time. Because Patrick's here. Welcome, Patrick. We also have to talk about Manchester United and their FA Cup game. We also have to talk about Newcastle Spurs. So let me know what you guys want to talk about next. We're gonna spend the quickest moment on Liverpool because I don't think there's that much to really cover, Rack, outside of the Leeds result, and if you think there's an outside chance of getting top 4, because you have
they might get top 4. They might listen. They might. Now Klopp started copying everyone else's homework. Started copying everyone else's homework. Started being like, "Oh yeah, shit."
Bro, you shouldn't be talking. They're not too far behind you, and they play you soon.
Oh, listen, bro, it's not my listen. Klopp has stolen some tactics. He sees in changes. He says, "Hold on, let me invert Trent so nobody notices. If I invert Robertson, everyone will know I directly copied it." But he's like, "Let me invert Trent instead, and that'll be fine."
Yeah, that's Pep Guardiola. That's Pep Guardiola's system.
Why? I don't.
Please, 1 second. Let me get Rack's opinion on this. Rack, your upcoming games coming up. Yeah, you got Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Tottenham, Fulham.
These guys can
Brentford,
make top 4, you know.
Leicester, Aston Villa. Aston Villa, Southampton next
season.
You know what?
Look. I looked at the games we have upcoming. Our toughest game is probably our West Ham away, because they always give us a good game at West Ham.
Good beating.
Is it ridiculous to say you could come back into the top 4 race?
I still don't see it. To be honest, we can finish on a maximum of 71 points. I think Newcastle and United, they only have to get like 12 or something points to surpass that. So I think it's unlikely, in my opinion. I think we had to beat Arsenal. I said at the time, if we got a draw at Chelsea and we beat Arsenal, then
beat City, and also City should have beaten City.
Bournemouth game, I think it was.
So what are you saying for your remaining games?
The City game was away. I didn't expect to beat City away from home. But I said if we can take 4 points from Arsenal and Chelsea, we're in with a shout. I think the dropping points to Arsenal at home was the end for me.
Rack, if you win against Nottingham Forest at home, you beat West Ham away, and you beat Tottenham, you'll be 4th.
Yeah, but other teams are also going to pick up.
There's 4 teams ahead of them. This talk about top 4 is unbelievable.
And Brighton. No one is talking about Brighton.
They have a game in hand.
Yeah, or Aston Villa.
Even Aston Villa have been great.
Yeah, Aston Villa as well. To be fair, Villa have gone under the radar.
They still have to play Villa. They still have to play Spurs.
Okay,
they have
who's everyone's?
I think we'll beat Spurs. I think we'll win all our home games, but I still don't think it's going to be enough.
Okay, who's everyone's 4th? I know Newcastle.
Newcastle's not moving out of 4th.
Newcastle. I think it's going to be Newcastle.
Newcastle's not moving out of 4th. If anyone overtakes Newcastle, it's Brighton. This is the thing about Liverpool that I can't stand. They beat us 7-0 in a freak game. Everyone said they're back. They go 4 games with no wins, and they smack Leeds 6-1. and they're all of a sudden. No, I'm talking about this.
No
this
one,
run.
no. What,
They won 4 games
about.
without winning, and all of a sudden they're back.
Inverted trend.
Who said we're
phenomenon.
back? He's literally asking me.
Against Leeds, bro, I probably would have scored a goal against Leeds if I was on the pitch.
No. Okay, what about Staffy? What about against Arsenal when they recorded
Stop
an
it, Channel 4?
I think it was an XG of 4 that Liverpool recorded in that game, and that was basically inverted trend.
They tied with Arsenal on an XG of 4 point something, 2-2, and they beat us on an XG of 2 point something. These stats don't really mean much to me.
Well, they do, because you're ignoring the outlier, which is the trend.
The problem is people don't really understand stats. Shouldn't really talk about them because yes, you can talk about XG. That's fine, and XG is but it's only valid within a greater context of other stuff.
Yeah.
But there's no context
only
to this.
XG.
The
main point is Liverpool's maximum number of points we can get is 71 points.
Yeah.
I think other teams.
Wait. Say that again. Say that again. The mighty Liverpool 71, 70.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it says.
They're back to where they belong. They're back to where they belong. They're not gonna make top 4. Newcastle is not going anywhere.
Staffy, you've been hurt a lot, haven't you, man?
No, that's not at all. Not at all. I've seen more trophies than you have. So like, I've seen more trophies than you. So you actually
more. I mean, I don't have more trophies than you.
No, I said I've seen more trophies than you. I don't know how old you are.
Have you? Okay.
I know you're now over 30 years old. Because you don't look like you're over 30. If you were over 30, then
let's keep it football.
I'll take that as a compliment, Staffy. It's first time on the stream. Yeah, I'll take that as a.
But you know it's true. If you were over 30, then we could talk about what you won in the 80s.
Staffy's part of the furniture now, man. Rack, get used to it.
Staffy,
it's just like I can't stand any Liverpool talk.
If you don't know how old I am, you shouldn't talk.
Okay. The rivalry shows, guys. Calm for a second. Let me just ask everyone. Qasim, where do you think Liverpool finish?
No, I think they miss out on top 4, definitely. I think top 6. 6, 7,
6.
This year.
Everyone in the comment section, let me know where you guys think Liverpool are going to finish this season. And just quickly, Nottingham Forest at home, I think you win. Everyone agrees. No one thinks Liverpool drop points at home versus Nottingham Forest because they've only dropped points twice this season at home. Where it was, they've lost twice this season at home. People are saying eighth.
Well, okay, once to Real Madrid, once to.
You probably like finishing 8th outside of Europe. Get to focus only on the league.
Who, Liverpool?
Yeah, Rack.
You want Liverpool outside of all European?
You want European football?
I'd rather finish in the Europa League places. I definitely don't want.
I respect you, Rack.
Wait, why wouldn't you want? Okay, here's the thing. I know the Europa Conference League is not the sexiest. I don't give a shit. But the thing is, right? Why wouldn't you want to become the first club to have something unique that you could flex on other rivals with? You could get Champions League, Europa League, and Europa Conference League.
Listen, Steve,
because other teams have when the Cup Winners' Cup. Right? Liverpool didn't win the Cup Winners' Cup, right? We won the UEFA Cup, which was arguably considered
the precursor to the Europa League.
Yes, but also we won the UEFA Cup twice. This was before when only the champions went in. So the team that finished second in Italy, Spain, England, all these other teams. It was more difficult in those times to win the UEFA Cup than it was the Champions League because you had the depth there. Once the Champions League went to 2, 3, 4 teams from top 2, 3, or 4 teams, then the Champions League inevitably became more difficult to win.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Conference League is not really at it, to be fair, man.
Okay.
Because one day
you know
in
what, guys?
20 or 30 years.
We're spending a lot of time talking about Liverpool. No one thinks they're going to lose to Nottingham Forest. No one thinks they're going to make top 4.
I think they're going to. All I have to say is I think Liverpool are going to beat Forest 9-0. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they do. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then they'll lose the next game. I
kind of feel like we went very overboard with the time today, so I'm gonna leave Tottenham and Newcastle for last. Let's quickly touch on Brighton, Man United, and Man City, Sheffield United, and then we'll finish off with the big one.
I feel like I'm familiar with your game, Miguel, because what you do is you spend 45 minutes each of the next two topics, and then you run through Tottenham like you're trying to finish it before the credits start rolling.
Hey, Rax, you can tell this two's rival, isn't it? Tottenham against Arsenal, man, all the time.
How about this? People in the comment section, let me know what you guys would rather talk about. Would you rather talk about Newcastle, Newcastle, Tottenham at this moment in time, or would you rather talk about the FA Cup semi-final predictions?
I have a special request. Could we talk about Newcastle, Tottenham? Because I've got work in 2 hours and I've been awake since 10 a.m.
Okay,
So I'd love a short nap.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Go ahead. We'll talk about Newcastle, Tottenham, and then you can jump off, my guy. Don't worry.
All right. Let's go. Listen, first and foremost, I just want to say, right, as a Spurs fan, looking at Newcastle,
I know you're a Spurs fan. You mentioned 100 times in the stream.
I don't have the shirts and stuff as much. I'm a bit more sporadic on the channel. So as a Spurs fan, before I was so rudely interrupted, I've been watching Newcastle a lot, and I like Newcastle, but you guys eventually are gonna run out of steam. Yeah, I just don't know whether the season's going to be long enough for it to happen this season. You might just get over the line, but I think
we're going to run out of steam.
If they run out of steam, Jay, who's going to finish fourth?
See, that's the thing. It's like I feel like some of the results I'm seeing Newcastle have over the last few weeks, they've done really well. They've gotten over their sticky spell.
I think out of 5, they won 4. I just want to know, if they're running out of steam, in your opinion, who do you think is going to finish fourth though?
No, I think
surely it's not Tottenham, surely.
No. What I'm trying to say is that Newcastle are basically, I think the way they play, their style of football, like the effort that they put into the season, it's they're getting a couple of little injuries. St. Maximum got injured. Almiron, they got smashed.
Almiron's been up for a few games, isn't it now?
Aston Villa smoked us.
Yeah, they got smashed by Villa. So I'm just wondering, are they just getting a little bit tired?
In away games, we started very, very sloppy and slow. I will say that. That is something very true. But luckily, I'll let you finish up. Go on.
I was going to say, the thing with Newcastle is I've got slightly more hope than I had against Brighton. When I was going into the Brighton game, I was like, in my head, I was like, there's no way we can win this game. Like, logistically, watching how Brighton play, I was like, we can't win this. Yeah?
And then you did.
But we robbed them. We had an all-time worst VAR performance in order for us to beat Brighton. Yeah. So now I look at this Newcastle game, and I'm like, can we beat Newcastle? Really, if Newcastle play to the best of their ability, they should batter us. They should actually kind of batter us. But I fancy us to take something from the game. I don't really know why, but I just think that the players.
No, I don't blame you.
The players are with Spurs. It's like the players can maybe give you a performance. Like the players can give you a performance, and I expect them to turn up a little bit better against better teams. I think with Newcastle, a lot of it is matching their match Newcastle's intensity, and you can beat them. So if we match their intensity, we can get a result. But I'm not looking forward to the game.
So you this is Jay basically saying I back my team always, but I think we're gonna lose.
These two all night, bro.
Just before anyone else goes, I'm gonna throw the floor over to Steve because I know he's gonna have to go soon. Steve, talk to me, man.
So was that?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, so for this game, for me, it's all about who's going to knock down the door first. I think it's simple as first goal wins the game. If we score first, we win. If you score first, you win. That's how I see it. And I don't think it'll be a draw. It could be, but for me, it's like the winger situation with us is tricky because we really, really need Almiron and ASM back. We've been getting away with the past few weeks with Jacob Murphy and Anthony Gordon and I'm thinking Joe Ellington needs to play as the left winger on Saturday or Sunday. Sorry, start Isak. I'm thinking maybe even a 4-4-1-1 with Callum Wilson starting up top and Isak playing under because he's very good on the ball and can pass around. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Harry Kane because he's very good at passing, and he's not on the level of Kane, but just kind of
but he's a very good link player. Very fluid.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So for me, it's tough. I'll go 1-0 Newcastle. I'll go 1-0. I think we'll just squeeze it, but I think you always have a chance with Harry Kane. Yeah. Always.
I feel like the last few times we've been to your stadium, we've put in performances. Like we've put in decent performances, and I think even when you beat us at our stadium with that Lloris, that Wilson goal, and it was quite a tight game, apart from our little mistakes, and you guys I
capitalized.
Let me just say this. You said this on the show, and it got clipped up, and it went on Twitter, and Chelsea fans really got angry about it, but it turned out to be true. I'm going to repeat it to you. Newcastle are categorically a better team than Tottenham in many different ways. Defensively, they're a better team than you. Midfield-wise, they're more organized than you, and their attack, which is not supposed to be anywhere near as potent as yours, has slightly stepped up this season and has been serviceable enough to put them into this top
four. They have recently stepped up. They went from go ahead.
So with that being said, this game I would look at Newcastle's team and I'll say to them, they have better goalkeeper, they have better wingers. I mean, not wingers, fullbacks. They have a much better.
They have a better coach.
They have a much better coach. Tottenham don't have a coach. They have Bruno Guimaraes, who starts in your midfield. They have who's probably the best midfielder out of both teams since Bentancur's out. Yeah. And based on
Trippier has been playing well.
Based on the personnel who's going to be on the pitch, I think Newcastle wiped the floor with you guys. It's going to be a convincing 2-0 or 3-1 victory. I think you guys
similar to when we played you off the park last year. Or Man United.
I think it got the key factor is Newcastle is fantastic at home. You need to understand that Newcastle is very good at home, and that's why
I brought up the Arsenal and Man United 2-0 because in both of those games we were very, very strong throughout the 90 minutes.
Jay, you have one opportunity, Jay. Just make sure you take one of your fullbacks and put them into midfield.
Yeah.
This was Tottenham earlier this year at Tottenham at Tottenham's Newcastle Tottenham at their ground. They went to their ground with this team and beat them 2-1. This is a Newcastle team that's better than this now, and this is a Tottenham team that's in worse form.
It's about the same team Newcastle have got.
Without Bentancur.
No. They have Isak. We're not going to act like this guy hasn't been on a tear. He didn't score last game, but he's been scoring every other game.
What I'm saying is, Wilson's still a top forward. Like, Wilson's still a very effective.
Isak is on like 8.
Yeah, but listen, Wilson coming off the bench in the second half is way much more dangerous than not having Isak at all. They have Isak, and then they have a second weapon coming on. And we've seen the biggest thing about Spurs we've seen about them is they concede late. The last 2-3 games, whatever it is, they're conceding late every time, whether they're winning or drawing. Against Everton, it's like you sit there and you're waiting for the goal. It's not like will they score? No, it's always when will they score against Spurs. And against a team like Newcastle with the energy they've been in, and also they have to come back from that defeat against Aston Villa, so they have something to prove. I don't see any other result other than a Newcastle win. Probably a Newcastle win with a clean sheet too, maybe 2-3-0. I don't see any other result that can happen.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yo, let's get to Patrick. Patrick, you've been quiet because I know you're just chilling on the penthouse with City doing everything, treble settings coming through. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But when it comes to Newcastle, Tottenham, what are you saying?
To be honest with you, I think Spurs are going to get slapped. If it's at Newcastle, it's going to be very difficult. Like, look. They only have got 2 chances. I say invade one of your wingers, Pedro Porro into midfield, or you're going to get a draw. I think the least you can get is a draw because Newcastle, they want this. They want this, Igao. I can see the players that are desperate for this. They want to get into that top 4, and I think it's going to open a lot of windows. So Spurs, I'm sorry, they might have Harry Kane. They might even score first, but they will lose. I think so. We will lose. Joelinton will score too.
Good shot. Yeah. I think every team needs a Joe Ellington because he's been absolutely crucial because he'll just
I know.
Cover ground. He'll score you a goal every once in a while. He'll just he's a team player in essence, and everyone needs that kind of. Also an enforcer. If any dirty tackles go in, he's the first guy there. He'll clatter in. He's incredible. Love some Joelinton, man.
Okay, no worries. Qasim, final
Yeah,
person.
Yeah, so because I got to bounce out, mate.
The
Yeah.
real goat.
Listen, I think how I see it. I think Newcastle will start on the front foot. I think Tottenham will going to sit back, hit them in the counter attack. That the Tottenham manager will tell them just sit back. I think Newcastle will win that game. I'm going 2-1.
Nah, you know what? Yeah, like with everything he's saying, this I actually now think Spurs are going to win this game. Like,
Okay.
as in, I saw that graphic just flash up before of the last 5 games, and I saw it and I was like, hold on, you mean to tell me we conceded last minute undeserved penalty to Southampton?
I see you later. Thanks for having me.
Everton,
bro.
and we conceded last minute winner to Bournemouth after Richarlison should have won the game the other end. And I'm like, actually, yeah, we're not playing well, but we're not being absolute pushovers. Do you know what I mean? We're competing in these matches, even though it's not going down. So I don't see us going to Newcastle and then wiping the floor with us. I think we'll compete. And listen, people say I don't see Spurs competing. Listen, Villa smashed Newcastle, and I know Villa are in hot form, but a lot of that was down to intensity. If Newcastle can't outrun you, then you move it to another plane where you say you have to outplay us. A lot of Newcastle's wins this season have come from them being more physical, being more durable, and having quality play. You match up with them on the first 2, they have to outplay you. And we'll see how that goes.
Yo, I'm going to have to end this soon because my guy Staff's got to go soon. So let's just do this semi-final quickly.
United Brighton. Staff, you might as well lead us on this, no?
Yeah. United Brighton, what are you saying?
Well, it's only fair to give you guys an update. So I don't know if you guys know. So Brighton don't have Veltman and Ferguson. I think Ferguson is a bigger miss for them. So that's 2 players out for them. Today in training, we just got back Rashford, Shaw, Malacia, and who's the 4th? Sabitzer. So that's a decent 4 to get back, considering we had no left backs. As I said the last show, I am a little bit worried about this game because of the defense. But Maguire is not playing, so that actually left us with 1 center back. So having Luke Shaw back is a really good. It's really good news. As I said before, Egal, if you remember, I trust this defense with Luke Shaw and center back. We've seen it before after the World Cup when he partnered with Varane for a little bit. I do believe that he will start that game next to Lindelof. Sorry, not Maguire. He can't play. He's gonna partner up next to Lindelof. We just had a game of Dallo when we played him in left back. He looked very good with that inverted left back, right wing back that everyone's been talking about. So we kind of had to do it, and it looked good for us. He actually scored for us. Bruno's going to be back because he's suspended only from the Europa League. Sabitzer is back. Rashford is back. So we're pretty much only missing our 2 main center backs. It's easier said than done. I do believe that we win this game. I think without Ferguson, they're a very good team. I don't want to even say anything bad about them. They're a very good team. Like Pep said, they're the best team in the world in building the attack from the back. You watch them, they play very attractive football. They play with energy for 90 minutes. They have very good technical players too. Very low-key technical players in Mitoma and March. They're a very good team. They're very good on everything.
Can I stop you for a second? Do you get knocked out tomorrow though?
Oh, tomorrow. Oof, tomorrow's a different thing. I don't know. I don't know. Sevilla, we don't have a great record in Spain. We don't have Bruno. So I don't know how our team looks like without Bruno. I don't remember the last time we played a game without Bruno. He plays 90 minutes every game. So this is going to be the first time in a while that we see Bruno not starting for a team for us. So we might have a very flat midfield, and I don't know what's going to happen there. I have more confidence going into the Brighton game than this game. I don't know. I want my team to win, but if I'm being realistic, I do think we get knocked out tomorrow. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's versus Judge. I hope we end up winning. It's just like everything is going against us. The track record in Spain and the injuries, I don't know. So
Fair enough.
I
Big
think
up
we lose
staff,
tomorrow.
man. Thank you for coming on, bro. Really do appreciate it. You have yourself a great night, okay?
Take care, guys.
Big up. And then Patrick, take it away. You got your Sheffield. You got Sheffield United. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. There's quite a funny story in this cup. Sheffield United's best players who are assisting and scoring all both belong to City.
Your players, aren't they?
Yeah, Marketing and Doyle. So here's the thing: are City cocky enough, as we were cocky, to give Arsenal players this season, cocky enough to say Sheffield United, we don't care, play Marketing and Doyle. Now, this Marketing and Doyle, these two kids are one of the kids we highly rate. Are they gonna hurt us if we throw them in there? Look, at the end of the day, it has to be a straightforward game. I think people like Phillips have to come into this game. Alvarez has to come into this game. The guys on the bench have to be able to come into this game and show up. I think it's just fair, to be honest with you. The other guys have done it in the Champions League, got us to the semi. The other guys on the bench, I think, have to be good enough. I've been saying this all season that people keep saying City have two teams. That's a mystery these days. I think it's only 2017, 2018, we had a team that we could walk in and just beat somebody. That's how we did some of the cups. We won all the cups. But to be honest with you, man, Sheffield United are in good form. But the funny thing is, I'm just waiting to hear that. Are we going to allow Sheffield United to play two of their best players that belong to City? Because apparently it's up to us. We can actually give permission to say go ahead. But I think it has to be a straightforward game. If we fumble this, it will be up to us maybe not taking it seriously. I wouldn't know what sort of... Okay, if we fumble this, I wouldn't understand why we would, because the next game against you guys is on Wednesday, right? So we have so much time to rest. So I wouldn't even be shocked if I see the big boys come in, play against Sheffield and they bench them. But I repeat again, Phillips has to show up in this game. People like Phillips, Alvarez have to come off the bench and actually try to play something in this. Laporte obviously played today. I hope he plays again. The only bad thing, Igao, is Ake is injured.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Saka is going to dunk on us now.
I'm going to ask you this.
Look at that.
So wait, Patrick.
Igao, what is that?
No, I'm actually sick. I was coughing.
Yo, so quick
Listen.
question. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask Patrick. So with Ake being injured, who I think has been one of your top three best performers of the season. I think he's sensational. Does that change the whole idea of Pep doing this 3-2-4-1? Because is Laporte the like for like?
Yeah, Laporte can do it because he did it against Salah before in the past when we had no left back. Yeah. But Laporte hasn't had a great season. Even today, you saw Laporte was a bit iffy, but you never know. Laporte can show up. He carried us last season with an injection.
We could also move a Kanji over to left back and bring in like a Rico
or
Lewis.
Stones.
Let's not do that.
You could
you know the best we can do. Let's just bring in Walker. Simple.
Walker inverted left back. Because no matter what, somebody's got to switch over.
Yeah, can I just be honest? I think the best bet is Laporte. We have no choice.
Yeah.
And I know Saka is going to cook. I'm sorry. I saw today what Coleman did to Ake. I feel bad. That's why Ake got injured. But what he did to Laporte was more over worse. Yeah. So anyway. But just to close it, I think against Sheffield United, we have to take it seriously and close the game. I don't think it's supposed to be a straightforward game. If we mess up, it's going to be up to us.
It's a semi-final. Surely you're going to get their best.
Next, Steve and my guy Jay, do Man City do the treble?
You know what? It's a very difficult question because obviously Staffy left before we were able to go into it a little bit. I think United Brighton is a pure 50-50 coin toss. Couldn't tell you. I couldn't, if you said to me who's going through, I couldn't tell you. On form, it comes down to Ten Hag, actually. If he plays Dalot versus Mitoma, he's insane.
Can United stop City in the final if they get to the final?
No.
I think it's matchups make things, and I think City versus Brighton will be a humdinger. But I'm not sure Brighton can give it to City for 90 minutes that they'd need to in order to win the game. But it'll be very close. Ooh. In terms of City treble, my heart is saying they could. It's saying this is the culmination of all of the work that they've been doing over the last few years. It's
like a grand finale.
Yeah, it's like a nod. It's like a tip of the hat to Pep for being so versatile and flexible and evolving his team and formation. And it's now they're in the final act now. Like semi-final against Real Madrid, semi-final against Sheffield United, running with Arsenal to play. So, like, the stage is set for them to do it, and they've basically looked at the issues that they've had in previous seasons. And today, I thought defensively they were excellent today because Bayern played well. Bayern objectively attacked very well tonight. And a weaker defense or a weaker focused City team does not. Maybe this goes 3-0, 2-0, a lot of pressure. They did really well. People like Grealish, you know, he's making a low key run for left winger of the year. I know Rashford's been great. I know
Martinelli,
but Grealish has been of that level. Like, because he doesn't get the G's goals and assists, but in terms of performance, when I actually watch Grealish versus those two, I think he probably arguably has the most impact on the pitch. So
cut everything else out. Let me know.
Travel, yes or no?
I would say, if I had to put, I would say a double, but I don't know which two trophies.
Okay. Steve?
I'll go. Man. They can't go trophyless because I can't say that. I already said that Brighton would win the FA Cup because I have a weird feeling.
Arsenal win the league?
Fuck. No, I think you might just fall short on goal difference.
And then Champions League, City?
AC Milan to win it.
Okay. So he's saying you're going to...
I don't know why. Again, I don't know why.
Patrick, do you win the league?
This question, man, it was also on football. It went crazy and mad for hours. That's why I was late. I don't know, guy. Let me be honest with you. I have been throwing in Arsenal fans, and if I've been honest with people, I've just been salty. There's a bit of saltiness inside me. When I'm talking about Zinchenko, it's salty. Jesus is salty. I'm talking about your team, it's been salty. But something has shown me as like, okay, I know that I'm going a long way, but it's just I'm surprised by the fact that people always say you guys bottle it at the end or you choke at the end, and the choking is happening in the two games. But the thing about it, Igao, is Wednesday you play at home against Southampton, right? You go 7 points above.
Friday.
Yeah. Oh, Friday. You go 7 points above. I don't know, man. I think you guys might have that extra push with people like Jesus Zinchenko and Arteta. So I don't know if I cannot say at this point in time, where it's going is I don't understand what Arsenal is going to show up for the rest of the games, but I don't even know what's going to happen. I don't know. I think it's so 50-50, so I can't mention who's going to win it. I think it's reached the 50-50. Okay. I think, find me on Friday. I want to see the attitude on Friday, because don't forget, Southampton are the team who took points off you first.
They drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't beat Southampton, it's done.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. If we don't win against Southampton,
I would probably say, yeah. If you drew against Southampton, you would have to beat
dropping points against Liverpool, understandable. Dropping points against West Ham, catastrophic. Dropping points against Southampton, damn near suicide.
Bottom of the league, Southampton, yeah.
That's done.
Let me just give you an advice, though. Be careful with them, man. They have done it to us before when we're winning titles. They have come to us and just packed the bus and played the most incredible football we've ever seen in our lives. So I don't know why they do that.
We're going to beat them 4-5-0.
Okay.
I think it'll be 1-0 Arsenal.
Listen, love to everyone who's been in the comment section. I see you, Sophie. I see you, Napier. I see you, Claude. I see you, Radical. I see you, Mix Mitchell in the house. Mustafa. All the people in the comment section, George, all the people who were there from the beginning, Richard 69, 63, FIFA FA Games, Jazzman 3992, all of you guys in the comment section, really do appreciate all the love, showing the love on today's video. Make sure you do hit that goddamn like button on the way out. We've been going for almost an hour and 40 minutes. Make sure you do hit that like button, show some love to the channel. Is there any other games that we haven't spoken about?
I think that's everything.
I think we covered it all.
We covered everything. I'm just going to say this quickly. Fulham Leeds. I'm going to go Leeds win. Crystal Palace Everton. I'm going to go Crystal Palace win. Brentford Aston Villa. Aston Villa win. Leicester versus Wolves. Leicester have to win a game eventually, so Leicester win. West Ham Bournemouth versus West Ham. I hope Bournemouth slap West Ham just because of what they did to us last week.
Bournemouth will win.
By the way, you guys drew against West Ham last season 2-2 and ended up winning the league. So you never know. It could be history repeating itself.